Hello, guys. This is reasons why you need to stop playing around and start focusing on your life, right? So, why is the focus? Why is my focus now needs to be changed? Why is my focus now have to do with me? Why do I need to do all of this? Because focus is energy. Energy is yourself. You're filled with energy. You're built by energy. Everything in this world is filled with energy. So why not start focusing on yourself? Why not start focusing on your growth? Why not start focusing on your emotions, on your attitude, right? So the number one reason why you should start focusing yourself, my bad, is because it allows you to find your purpose. It allows you to find a pathway that can help you in a spiritual way, in a financial way, and just find yourself inner within, right? So what do I want to do in life? What is the pathway I want to do? What is my art? What is my service? What is the change? What is the impact? What am I gonna do in my own life, in my own spacious consciousness that I can do in order for me to make a change in the world? And the purpose is not like science. It typically can be anything. You can love cars, but what can you do in order for you to make an impact and change into cars? Maybe give people advice on how they can change their oil. Maybe give people advice on how they can change their tires. Even the small things like that can make people change, can make people be aware of yourself, right? This guy, this person, this human self has provided me this information. So now I know that this guy is trustworthy. Now that I know this guy, I know I can trust him with any sort of information. And boom, you become an identity. Now you become a person, right? So focusing on yourself means that your focus is here. Focus is here, focus in here, focus in all your identity. You're not focusing on your distractions. You're not focusing on other people. You're focusing on yourself. And that's what is the most important key, because now you're not putting your focus into your problems. Now you're not putting focus into your stress. So you're much more opened into a much more better state of yourself, right? Because I feel like whenever people are going through something, they overcomplicate their problem into a much more bigger problem, and they kind of lose themselves within, because they don't know how to control themselves. They're not self-aware of their conscious mind, and that's why a lot of people do drugs. That's why a lot of people drink. That's why a lot of people do all this distracted stuff in order for them to feel better, which is all within. It's the way you see it, the way you correlate with life, right? And once you start focusing on your goals, you have to start really inputting everything into that goal. If you want to become a content creator, you have to put all your focus on that. Put all your energy into it. Your editing skills, the information, we're looking at videos on how you can, get to the YouTube algorithm, how you can build up your community. It all builds up with all information and the way you foresee it, right? And it also gives you a chance to focus on your goals, right? If you have small goals, you just get to beat them, and the more easier it gets. At first, it's hard until it's easy. It's hard until it's easy, right? So you just keep compiling this stack of small wins, and the more you keep going up, the more better you get. And that's what you want. You want to be the best in what you do, right? So it also gives you a chance to focus on your goals, and that's what you mainly want. That's the reason why you need to focus on yourself, right? You need to start training your mind muscles to be focused on one thing. Don't multitask. Don't watch a video and then be on TikTok on the side. I used to do that, and I can tell you, every time I was watching a video, I did not get the point of it. I did not get the message, because my whole input was in the TikTok. I was just being distracted, looking at dumb videos that I don't even contribute to my purpose, right? So when it comes to multitasking, if you're a multitasking person, it doesn't make sense. You can't do that. You can't focus on one thing and then focus on another thing, because your mind works to like it's normalized on just doing one thing and another, right? So you have to train yourself on how you can focus on one thing Because if I was making this video and then I was, focused, I was just watching my phone, right? I'm just seeing my phone and blah blah. I'm like just just being distracted by my phone and not even talking to you. Like, am I really gonna be aware of what I'm talking about? Obviously not, right? Obviously not, right? So it keeps you healthy. It keeps you healthy. It trains your muscles, and now you're becoming a much more better person by attention wise. Attention is basically a new art of getting knowledge. The more knowledge you get, the more you're gonna grow, and that's exactly why you want to focus, right? You want to focus on yourself because it keeps you healthy inside, and that's what you want. You always want to be at the best state of mind. You don't want to be sad. You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to be annoyed by focusing on the problems that don't even matter in your life. All these distractions and the bullshit that's going on in the background doesn't matter. What matters is how you can change that. What matters is that how you can become a better person, become a much more mature person, right? And it all comes from perspective, You also gotta change that, right? And I'm gonna go with that in a little bit, right? So, it creates a lot of productivity. Which productivity equals money. You have so much energy in yourself. You have all these foreseeing goals, and the more productive you are, the more better you are, right? And because let's say, for example, back then when you were so distracted by all these things, you only put 30 minutes into your craft, into your mastery. But now that this is you're prioritizing this in order for you to prioritize your future. Now you're doing this for 3 hours. You obviously are gonna overbeat 99% of the people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. It's a fact. It's a matter of a thing now, right? And that's what you want. That's why you want to focus on upgrading your attention span, because that's what you want. You're focusing yourself and all these stats in your own personal life. That's gonna make you better. Now now that you're focusing on yourself, now you might be much more social. Now you know how to talk. You know what you want in life. Now you're getting all this information, and it's crazy. It's crazy how you can evaluate this. And I feel like once you start focusing on yourself, you start trusting yourself more. You have this self-trust that now it doesn't matter if this person tells me something, I'm gonna stand on what I say, because that confidence, that self-esteem they build up by days, and it kind of becomes like a routine in your life now, right? The more you keep improving yourself, the more you're gonna want for yourself more, right? Unless there's no such thing as focus on yourself for like 3 months, and then you stop focusing on yourself, you stop growing, you go back to your old self, and all that improving that you did was for no reason. So you never have to go back into those problems. You never have to go back into that old self, because you don't want to become the same, right? You want to focus on yourself and your own opinions, on your own thoughts, and your own conscious decisions, right? And it also doesn't make you normal. It doesn't make you the same typical person that everybody is. It doesn't make you involved with society, because like I said, going back to your own conscious mind, your own thoughts, your own selfish beliefs on yourself, your own self-trust, it's gonna make you what dictates what you want to do in life. And you're gonna have much more disagreements, much more disapprovers, much more standards, much morals when it comes into your own life, because you come to an acceptance that you don't want to keep doing this and you want to keep doing that, right? So you're kind of removing yourself from society, from the audience, and that's good, right? That's good. And I feel like with social media, social media is like a connecting way. It's a source of connecting. So whenever you see people doing some stuff, it kind of makes you like influenced by doing it. It kind of connects together. But now that you focus on yourself, it kind of builds your self-trust, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, that you don't need this. You understand yourself now. You understand your future. You're prioritizing your future. What is me going to the club, going to all this bullshit distractions gonna do for me in the future? Nothing, right? Nothing. So you come in much more self-awareness, and your self-realization is what kind of dictates your life much more purified. You become a much more human person. You become a much more human in yourself for for your own personality, for your own character, and that's what you want. You want to open yourself more to be a much more spiritual person, or just in general, just become a better person. You don't have to be spiritual. You can just become a better person, but still input the things that are gonna make you better, better, better every day. No matter what, you will always beat every man, every male, once you start focusing on yourself, right? I'm not saying it's not competition, but what I'm saying is that when it comes into other people in our world right now, you're overbeating so much people already, right? So it just gives you a character. It just gives you a better personality, and the only reason why people are doing it, and the only reason why it should be a thing, it should be a normalized thing, is because it creates the life that you want. And I feel like with all the bullshit, all the distractions going on in our world right now, it doesn't want to correlate into that sense, because they don't want us to become the best person we want to be. They don't want us to be ourselves. They don't want us to be the human, the character that we should be, right? And that's the second way you need to start focusing on yourself. Stop focusing, stop putting energy into people, into items, into things, into places that don't even align with your purpose or are not going to give you any sort of growthness. Would you rather go put time into a library that can give you much more knowledge and information for you to get better? Or would you rather go to a club and be involved with lust, be involved with distractions, be involved with chemicals that are going to poison you and just make your health much more worsened? Think about it. Like, for me, how I see it, it's like a no. It's like an automatic no. It's like a red flag. It's like me, this is a barrier for me going to the club. Like, I can't go. No matter what, I can't go. You know, it's like I put a barrier to it that if I go to there, I gotta do something different. You know, instead of going to the bar, I have to run or something. You know, work out. Like, no, bro, no. It's just me. Everybody has a different perspective. It is your own life, of course. It's your own decisions, but I'm just here to speak from perspective and put into just asking you questions how you can change your life, because you have to know yourself. You have to ask yourself these questions, like, is this really what I want to do in life? Is this really like a loop that I want to put myself into? And if the answer is no, you have self-awareness. Now you have the conscious mind to take a yes or a no decision. And that's where it starts. That's where it all starts, and that's how you start becoming the person that you want to be. But it's been Fredo Saga. Y'all should follow my TikTok. Y'all should subscribe to my other YouTube channel. It's the gaming channel. I should be posting there soon, but I post more on TikTok. If you know, I post every day, literally every day. I post like 4 videos every day. So it's free game, free advice, free life inspirations, free motivation that y'all can have. And yeah, man. Let's leave the dimension expansion with some new game, and let's input it into the real world and become who we should become. Let's get it.